Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham, Harakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord, doing the same and teaching the same in the earth. All right. In this lesson, I haven't really got a title for it, but just going over Jacob's trouble, which is around the corner. All right. And just going over martial law, which under the Trump administration, they're trying to implement martial law. Okay, they're trying to pass these laws, and they're trying to make it seem like it's just directed towards the illegal migrants. All right, and dealing with the border crisis and things like that, and just pushing that brand, and it's all propaganda. It's all propaganda, but they're pushing that illusion as if Trump is, that's what it's about. When it's bigger than that. Okay, he's a puppet at the end of the day. The president he's giving orders. I mean, orders is being given to him, okay, on what to say, do this, do that, okay. So he mainstream media, all right, they're not going to actually go deeper into it, all right. But you got the men of the Lord, beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone, exposing this devil and his lies and his true agenda, all right. They want to they want to incite chaos. That way they can implement martial law. Okay, that's why they're taking away people comforts. Okay, these different government assistance programs, they just shutting the shit down. Okay, I seen a video. This veteran, his doctor, all right, got fired, and he couldn't get his medicine. So he got to jump through hula hoops, figuratively speaking. He got to go through all type of obstacles to try to get answers so he can, get his medicine. So shit like that is going to cause, these Americans to lose their mind. They're working these 9 to 5s, which is not paying enough for them to even live. All right, and people not living no more. People are just strictly on survival mode. All right, people are strictly on survival mode. Okay. And Trump is shutting a lot of shit down. All right. Okay. And even with these Edomites, all right, they doing like protest, and I forgot what city that was in, but just expressing their hate, their perpetual hatred towards you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They very well can be being sent. Okay, you got to ask yourself that question. Who sent them? All right, because it's just all a coincidence that they go post up. In a so-called black neighborhood, all right, and just start, showing signs and, saying, the word nigger and shit like that, saying those type of derogatory words, trying to get Jake to get physical, and in the video you can, the police didn't even do nothing. All right, so it's a setup, They, at the end of the day, they're trying to implement martial law, which they're gonna do it any damn way, because prophecy got to be fulfilled. You know, it's prophet. It's according to prophecy. All right, according to prophecy and according to the Bible, Esau is going to come down with great wrath. Um, he's just trying to set up, the perfect black swan event. All right. Okay, everything that's happening is by design. All right, they're purposely applying pressure and oppressing, your average Joe. All right, trying to get people to, crack like an egg. All right, but let's watch this video, and it's inevitable. All right, that might be the title. All right, that I might make that the title. It's inevitable. Martial law will be declared. Okay, the lights will go out. Your freedom, so-called freedom, will be taken away from you. Okay, and they're gonna have full control over you and force you to, have curfews, et cetera, et cetera. We already been over this. All right, and they're gonna force the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and that Neuralink on you people. All right.
Martial law on April 20th. I've been hearing a lot of talk about this date. Now, this video isn't to confirm or deny that date, just simply to explain what to expect if it does happen. You might want to share and repost this one. When martial law is declared, life as you know it, it's over. The Constitution, suspended. Your rights, they're gone. The military takes control, replacing local law enforcement, and suddenly you're living under military rule. Now, what this means for you is curfews. Your movement is controlled. Step outside at the wrong time, and you're a target. Checkpoints. Every road, every street monitored. No ID, you aren't getting passage. Unlawful searches. Your home is no longer your own. They don't need permission. They take what they want when they want. That First Amendment? Yeah, no free speech. Speak out, you disappear. No protest, no questioning, just obedience. They'll tell you it's for public safety, that they're here to restore order. But in reality, you're no longer in control of your own life.
And that's exactly. Let me check the time. All right, and that's the process. That's the process of what's going on. It's all about control, power with Esau. All right, Esau, the so-called white man, wants more control and power, and he's going to get that through his new world order and them implementing the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, and then Neuralink. Okay, that's all roads lead to the chip. Okay, so that's all they trying to do. They want more control. All right. That's why they gradually taking away people's comforts. All right. Ecclesiasticus 5:7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. All right. So to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, only the elect is going to hear these words, but repent before it's too late. Come back to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, and cleave to his word, this truth, okay? And get all this oil, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, as much as you can, all right? So you can be sustained, and the Lord can protect you in Jacob's trouble, okay? Because it's about to get real. All right. So we're gonna see how next month turn out. Okay. The Passover just passed over us. All right. It got the sifting going on. All right. You had the blood moon after the Passover. Okay. So things is heating up. Okay, you just had Ukraine bomb one of Russia's facilities. nuclear facilities. All right, that's what's being, wars and rumors of wars being reported. Okay, so it's getting real. Things is going to heat up fast. So, but Lord willing, April 20th. Martial law does start April 20th. Lord willing. You know. Fuck them. All right. How the old people say, do the damn thing. So, the faster all this happens, the faster we can just go ahead, and get to the kingdom of heaven. All right. Captive, captive exile hasteneth to be loose. Okay. So you should be in that spirit. Those, the Lord's elect, all right, should be in that spirit of what hastening, and crying out to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Like, how long, oh Lord, we trying to, we don't want to be here. That's what the elect, Lord willing them of the elect number, but the elect chosen few, they're showing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, they do not want to be in this captivity. 2/3, they want to be here. 2/3, they asking for reparations, all right? They want stimulus checks, they want a raise, they want to go on vacation, they want to stay here. 2/3 of our people want to actually stay here. They don't mind being oppressed. They don't mind GMO. They don't mind chemtrails. All right. They don't mind being lied to all their life. They don't mind living a Hellenistic life. They don't mind. All right. That's why the Lord is going to destroy 2/3 of his people. All right. But this Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. All right, the elect is going to be saved out of, in these last days, out of Jacob's trouble. All right, and people are going to notice. People are going to notice that the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah's elect are in good case, while everybody else is, suffering. Okay, Psalms 64:2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right, secret. That's how Esau get down. He does shit in secret. And under the Trump administration, they've been passing laws like it ain't nothing. All right. Supposedly, Trump is, setting records on, being the only president to sign this many executive orders, in a short amount of time. So Revelation 12:12. All right, and the Lord is speeding up these times as well. Okay, Esau got some diabolical plans for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Okay? And like we always say, beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone down to least of us, y'all gonna find out the hard way. All right? You're gonna find out the hard way that, Esau don't like y'all. He hates you. He's good at hiding it. He's very subtle. All right? He has that perfect hatred. He has perfected his hate towards you. Psalms 102:1. A prayer of the afflicted. When he is overwhelmed and poureth out his complaint before the Lord, hear my prayer, O Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, and let my cry come unto thee. Hide not thy face from me in the day when I am in trouble. Incline thine ear unto me in the day when I call. Answer me speedily. All right. So we want Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah to take heed unto our cry. All right, you know, and that's the only reason, I'm in this truth, is to receive salvation for me and my family. All right, 144, 1044, 144. All right, call her Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. Okay, so if you ain't, if that's not your motive and mission in this truth, you know, and doing what Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah told us to do. If you love Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, feed his sheep, feed his lambs. Feed the elect chosen with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, teach this truth. All right, and sincerity and truth. All right, not adding and taking away from the this doctrine. Okay, pushing 100% truth. Okay, so Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. All right. So the prudent are the elect. Okay, they see what's going on. All right, they see deeper than the surface. All right, and the elect is going to know not to trust their enemy. All right, never trust your enemy, for like it's unrest, so is his wickedness. All right. Even when they say peace and safety, what then? Sudden destruction. All right. So the scriptures already foretell the future. Okay, so you can't get around prophecy. No matter what Esau say, no matter what Esau do, we know at the end of the day, every prophecy of the Bible will come to pass. Okay, so we we headstrong on prophecy. All right, but the simple pass on and are punished. All right, by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. Okay. That's all I wanted. So quick sit down, Lord willing, now it's edifying. All right. Want to end it and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Harakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, great millstone, rule and teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same teaching, same. Shalom.